I would actually say that's weirder, Bowblax. I would be infinitely more concerned about children around Bowblax and children around Tipster. They want to use the worst word all the time, so no one has any idea what any of it means anymore. That's not why you were calm, though. That's not why he was calm. He was calm because he wasn't having a manic episode in the first place.
It's not untrue! What I said isn't untrue!
Yeah, honestly, at this point, it seems like everyone except Bowblax is a rehash. What does that mean to you, Bowblax? That's what we need to know right now.
Tip!
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Hello.
Tipster has joined. He's here. Big tip. Just the tip. Just so tippy. Let's go. Let's go. I thought this has been coming for a long time. We needed this for a long time. The Tipster and Bobby confrontation. Oh, man.
Oh, dude, the great reunion, dude. What do you have to say to me, bro?
Let's go.
Welcome to the LGBTQ CIA agenda.
Yes.
So what are the pronouns these days?
Any, but you can call me he.
I'll call you whatever you want. I'll call you whatever you want.
Whatever you want. I don't have a preferred. I genuinely don't have a preferred right now. But so you can just call me he. That's fine. It's probably easier.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Fair. But yeah.
So painful. So painful. Oh, dude, I feel like this is just gonna remind. This is a great piece of content to remind everyone why they don't like Tipster and why they don't like Bowblax. I feel like no one comes out of this looking good. No one comes out of this looking good because it's already just painful. It's already gross. It's already just like, why are we doing? Hey man, what's your pronouns? Hey man, what pronouns are you going by these days? You get me.
I just when I showed up in chat, it seemed like you had some things to say, so I thought I'd.
Well, of course, if Tip comes in with the check mark on Mayo Monkey, I have to respond, bro. But
yeah, big Tip laying his down in the chat.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
just
big
for
Tip
everybody to see, right?
Dude, I wish you laid your big down in the. That's not weird.
Whoa.
Hey, oh, the
But
yeah, big Tip laying his down in the chat.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
just
big
for
Tip
everybody to see, right?
Dude, I wish you laid your big down in the. That's not weird.
Whoa.
In the what? In the what, Bobby? In the what? In the what, Bobby?
In your chat, I'm not gay. I wish you came in the chat like.
I hear you be liking some these days, which is fine, by the way. No judgment. No.
I've always said I like the lady. I've always said that.
Guys, I'm gonna be f***ing sick. This is crazy. This is insane. Dude, this is disgusting. Get this guy in a padded room now. Get this guy in a padded room. What you want to talk about lady to Tippy for? What? Bobby, get offline. We don't want to know about the lady. Get on Grindr. Leave us the alone. Bobby, stop putting this online. We don't want to see your Victoria's Secret. Well, we kind of do. We don't want to know that you're ordering from Victoria's Secret in the first place, but now that we know, we want to see it. But we don't want to be knowing that you're ordering from Victoria's Secret. We don't want to know that you like ladycock. We don't want to know about the gawk. We don't want to fucking know, Bobby. Don't fucking tell us, Bobby.
Yeah, big Tip laying his dick down in the chat.
Yeah,
you know,
dude,
just
big
for
Tip
everybody to see, right?
Dude, I wish you fucking laid your big cock down in the fucking. That's not weird.
Whoa, where you going with this? Okay,
in your chat. I'm not gay. I wish you came in the chat like.
I don't know.
Earlier,
I hear you be liking some dicks these days, which is fine, by the way. No judgment. No.
I've always said
whatsoever.
I like the lady cock. I've always said that.
Oh, okay. Fair. But yeah. So what do you want to talk about now that you got me in the call?
Why did you defend Vosh?
Okay. Like, honestly, I just said some really stupid shit. I can own it. Like, I was like really fucking retarded. And like, I did a really bad job of articulating my point, and I made myself look like a fucking idiot. So. Do
you think you could articulate your point
Good
like
question,
better now,
Good
or
question.
are you just like kind of giving up on that?
I honestly, I choose not to talk about it anymore. If I were to summarize my position now, I don't think like Vosh is like any like threat to children or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like when because Tipster kept being retarded, he kept saying, "Oh, I'm just giving Vosh the benefit of the doubt," and then just not explaining past that. I feel like the way Tipster rationalizes the argument is saying, I was giving Vosh the benefit of the doubt that despite having images depicting children in a sexual way, I don't believe him to have a persistent attraction to children or to be any threat to children or to be trying to predate in any way. I think that he's just some weird gooner, and that's the benefit of the doubt I'm giving him. That's what Tipster's argument should be. But because Tipster is a commentary YouTuber at his core, he is inherently bitch-made. As we know, commentary YouTubers at their core are spineless and bitch-made, and will never just lay out an argument and say, hey, I don't think this guy's a pedophile, even though he was looking at pictures of drawn kids. They will never just sit there and lay that out because they are genetically bitch-made. They're inherently bitch-made. They have the bitch gene in them. So Tipster can never shake that. He can never shake the bitch commentary YouTuber gene from him, which means that he will never give a take that is just like optically bad. Optically bad, but maybe true or accurate to what you really believe, at least.
But as far as like, should he have had that stuff on his computer? No. I think it was really fucking dumb to have that on his computer. Yeah.
Well, do you think he's like attracted to kids or attracted to the shit that he had on his, like he obviously downloaded that to like jerk off to it, right? Like,
yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
if it's those images, like, you know, I don't know. I wouldn't.
See, Tipster's just there's no way he can win. I don't believe that Tipster has the balls to actually make the argument and just choke Bowblax out here and win it. Even though Bowblax is a retard, and within about 5 minutes of debating, you probably have him like crying and screaming. Tipster's not going to just lay it down and say, yeah, this is what I think about this.
Be comfortable having a kid around them.
No, I mean, I think
maybe he won't fucking like. I don't know. Like, yeah, I wouldn't trust someone like that around my kid when they have a like lolly on their computer.
Well,
but
you shouldn't trust. Like, even if Vosh hadn't revealed lolly on his computer, why would you trust your kid around Vosh anyway? This is one of the stupidest talking points that I fucking hate. Oh, well, would you trust your kid around them? You shouldn't be trusting your kid around random YouTubers anyway. Why are we using this as a judgment of whether we whether we approve of someone or not? That makes no fucking sense.
What the fuck? I don't know.
I mean,
it's like
honestly, like I think that's fair. Like, I think that people have like a right to like question like, what the fuck was that shit doing on his computer? Like, yeah, for sure.
Oh yeah, Sunday. I'm not on Mario Sunshine, okay?
Yeah.
Was that not the answer you expected me to have?
I didn't know what you were gonna answer. No, it's like.
Then why
did you go like so far out of your way to like defend Vosh?
My biggest issue with and if you look at my original tweet, my biggest issue with the Voss situation with Ethan Klein was that some of his like clips were being like misrepresented, and that was like my biggest issue with it. As far as like the stuff on his computer, my position has always been that shit should not have been on his computer. Like, he says it was an accident. I know everybody doesn't buy that. My position is like, I can give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but if it happens again, then it's like, okay, well, what the fuck, dude? It was an accident last time. Is it an accident this time too? But as far as like, my biggest thing was those clips were like taken insanely out of context. But,
yeah, but like the thing is like with an accident, right? For this scenario, how many like processes do you have to go through in order to accidentally have lolly CP horse porn on your folder to show on stream? Like, how many how many mistakes had to happen in a row for that to happen? Like, it's pretty. That's like my main issue with your thing is like, you say it's an accident, but how the fuck can it be an accident when it's literally like downloaded and all these steps you have to go through, right?
No, I think that these are valid questions. I think that like it's fine to question like, why did that shit get on your computer and how do you accidentally download that? No, I think that those are fair questions to have.
Yeah, and those were always the questions I had on like the bully streams and everything. So okay, you agree with me then. Okay, well, there we go.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
Well, it just doesn't sound like Tipster's particularly invested in defending Vosh at this point.
Anything else you want to ask me about? Because I mean, you got a golden opportunity here. You got Big Tip on your stream.
Well, you got a golden opportunity. I've said more about you than you've said about me. So
no, I mean, like when I showed up in chat, you you had a lot to say. So like,
well, all I
talked
about, all I alluded to was like the defending Vosh thing, which I still think was horrible, and you agree. So
yeah,
like,
I made myself look like a fucking idiot.
That's what I said.
I had a big problem of going out on a limb for people to like defend them and stuff like that when I probably shouldn't even got involved.
Yeah. Oh, someone's wearing a good. Oh, sorry.
I mean, I'd say it was what the fuck was that dude's name? Ding Dong or whatever. It's almost like I shouldn't have gotten involved with that for you. Like that was your situation to deal with, and I shouldn't have gotten involved with it, right?
Wait, how does Vosh and Ding Dong?
No. I'm just no. What I'm saying is like I had a bad habit of getting involved in situations that I didn't need to be involved in, right? And so that was just another example of something that.
Well, isn't this what Bobby was doing too, though? Isn't this exactly what Bobby was crying about doing with King of Nothing? That he defended King of Nothing, and then King of Nothing wouldn't defend himself, so he looked like an idiot to Nick and everyone.
That I got involved in that I didn't need to be involved in, right?
Sure.
Oh wait, but the reason that I got involved in that is because you DM'd me like asking me to put that clip up. Oh yeah, that's right. That's why I got involved in that situation.
With the Vosh situation?
No. Ding Dong with Ding Dong.
When you
remember when you DM'd me asking you to put up the clip of the Ding Dong thing because you're like, man, everybody's giving me shit about this, and holy shit, man, like, can you put up that clip so that like I could just, I don't want to talk about it anymore, so I'll just point to this thing where I can just say, look at your video if people give me a hard time about it. You remember that?
Yeah. What about it?
I'm just saying that there was another situation where I got involved in something that I really didn't need to be involved in.
Nick offered to have a chat about it to fill me in. What, you mean the Bowblax stuff?
Right.
You regret getting.
Can you tell me? Can I ask you about something now?
Sure.
What was up with the whole like, hey man, just DMing you to let you know, if anybody ever comes to you and says that I'm like talking shit behind your back or whatever, it's just jokes and memes, man. It's like just jokes and memes.
Because you DM'd me asking about that.
No, I didn't. I didn't actually. You just randomly like mentioned that in my DMs. I never asked you about that.
I'm pretty sure you were DMing me in response to like a stream where there was like some.
No, that's not what happened at all.
It's just memes, man.
Should we bring up the DMs?
I mean, you can bring them up if you want. I tweeted them out. They're on my Twitter. Feel free to bring them up. It was literally just let me. You know what? Sure, let's bring them up. Let's fucking bring them up, dude.
Okay.
Let's see.
Bring up Chris and Shadman out. Oh yeah, that was really weird. Defending Chris Tyson. Very.
Okay, you know what was weirder than just saying that you don't think Chris Tyson's a pedophile though? Is saying to someone in DMs, "Yo, gender euphoria is like a hard drug, Nick. You don't understand, Nick. Gender euphoria is like a hard drug. I understand why these trans people go crazy now. Not excusing Chris and Ava Tyson, Chris Tyson and Keffels, obviously. Not defending them, obviously. But man, gender euphoria feels really good, Nick. I would say that's actually weirder than just saying you don't think someone's a pedophile because of some lolly shit. I would actually say that's weirder, Bowblax.
I already addressed that on Tommy's stream. There's no defending Chris Tyson anymore.
Dude,
so, I mean,
well, you say you have like a tendency of like, you know, getting involved in situations that you shouldn't, which I agree. But why?
Wait, I thought we were gonna bring up the DMs. I thought we were gonna bring up the DMs right now, bro. I thought that's what we were doing.
Yeah. Well, I'm just curious. Well, we were talking about the Shadman stuff in between, and you answered while you were bringing it up, so I didn't think you'd have an issue with talking about other things.
No, we can talk about it. We can talk about it.
But yeah, what I find curious is like you have a lot of like mistakes for like, you know, commenting on stuff you shouldn't, but everything you comment on that you shouldn't and you end up regretting involves like pedophilia and like sex with kids and lolly and stuff. What's up with that? Like Shadman,
like just to desperately try to make him seem like a pedophile.
Any other like the fucking rum thing, like all of your controversies.
Like Bowblax is way more concerning to me as a statistic. Looking at the comorbidities, I would be infinitely more concerned about children around Bowblax and children around Tipster, because you just have to look at it. It's like social isolation, lack of romantic experience, lack of social, social isolation is the first one, autism, substance abuse issues, financial problems, like everything that makes someone down on their luck and end up doing an opportunistic action of child abuse Bowblax has going for him. So it's like, why are you sitting here trying to pedo jacket other people, desperately trying to be like, oh, because you said you don't think this person was a pedophile, you must want to fuck kids. Why would you sit there doing that when we've got logs of you saying gender euphoria is like a hard drug? Gender euphoria is like a hard drug. I just can't control myself. No excuse for Chris and Ava. I keep saying Chris and Ava Tyson because that fucking stupid name. Ava, Chris Tyson, and Keffel's behavior. There we go. That's better. No excuse for that behavior though. Like, you come off as way more of a risk. It just comes from this like from this collective fiction. There is a collective fiction that commentary YouTubers have thought up and that they all buy into to help each other out, which is that if you say you don't like pedophiles all the time, you're not a pedophile. As long as you're out there saying, I really don't like pedophiles. Oh, we really need to stop these pedophiles. Anyone who's a lolicon is a pedophile. All these sorts of things. You can't be a pedophile. There's no way. We don't assume that they're a pedophile if they're saying those things. Because it helps them all. Because if they all just say that, they can all cover for each other and go, oh, they're not. That's not a pedophile. Look, they've got loads of content where they say they don't like pedophiles. And that's how it was for years. It's actually a little bit less like that now, I will say. I think people like Diorio and Tom are probably a bit more rational than that. But for a long time, that was like a perfectly valid defense. Is like, well, I'm not a pedophile. Look, here's all the times I've been critical of pedophiles.
It involve like
as if that means
CP
anything.
Stuff. Like what's up with that?
Well, it's like I said on Tommy's stream, or like rather I agree with Tommy's position on it, is that like I got really tired of like people just like, it didn't take much to accuse somebody of being a pedophile. And so I took a stand on some positions that admittedly in hindsight I shouldn't have. Especially with the rum thing, because like I literally blew up my own fucking career to defend her ass, and we all saw how that played out in the end. She threw my ass under the bus as soon as she thought it was convenient for her. So
did you think it was like not fair to call someone a pedo if they have like drawn like lolly CP? Like it's okay if it's a cartoon? Like what? Because you're saying people are like wrongly calling people pedo or whatever, like Vosh or what have you, but they had like lolly CP, and that's kind of like the core thing. Like, do you see lolly CP as not something that's pedophilic, or? No,
that's never been my position. I think that I think lolly is really fucked up, and I've never been in a position where like.
Wait, but then why do you go out of your
kids,
way
that's
to
fucked up, yo.
defend these people with like the lolly in particular and be like, oh, it's not that, like it's not, you know, you're like trying to like.
It's not
defend.
what.
Well, you kind of act like you think it's not like that bad, like it's not like that pedophilic.
No, that's not my position at all. My
then
position
why?
has always been pretty clear
You said
so it's not that pedophilic. Like, how can something be? How can like a thing be pedophilic? It's like such a weird thing. A pedophile. It's like this is why I hate that the terms get so fucking muddled. Because most child abuse isn't committed by pedophiles. Most child abuse is committed by opportunists. Pedophiles are a pretty small subsection of the population who have a specific mental health condition that makes them have a primary or exclusive attraction to children. To say something is like, it's just like so fucking retarded to be like, oh yeah, this thing is pedophilic. What does that mean? Do you think you're turning into a pedophile by looking at it? Do you think it enables pedophilic delusions? Why do you think that? What data do you have for that? It's just like the terms get so fucking muddled because everyone wants to use the fucking worst word for everything all the time. They always want to call everything a pedophile. They always want to call everything grooming. They will call everything abuse. They want to use the worst word all the time. So no one has any idea what any of it means anymore.
Your position.
We're just saying, well, how pedophilic is it? You don't think lolly is that pedophilic? Well, I doubt Tipster doesn't think lolly's that pedophilic if it's a picture of an adult fucking a child. I think Tipster will probably say on impulse that's very pedophilic. But what does that's pedophilic fucking mean, Bowblax? What does that fucking mean? What does something being pedophilic mean? Do you think it's enabling them? Do you think it's encouraging? Do you think it's creating pedophiles? What do you think is happening here? It's so fucking meaningless.
My thing is, no. Like, my position has never been that lolly's okay or it's not a big deal. Like, that's
but
somehow
your position,
like that's...
No, your position is that these people like Vought who get caught with lolly aren't really pedophiles. So do you think like if someone that's why I'm asking, because you're like, oh, people are too quick to call somebody a pedophile, but we find lolly CP and you're like, oh, that's not enough to call them a pedo. So Like what's the disconnect?
So it's
there?
not about it not being that pedophilic. Bowblax just thinks straight up. Thank you for the 10 gifted membership, Squirrel. Huge thank you, thank you. So Bowblax just straight up saying here that yeah, he just wants to be able to. The moment he's seen someone with lolly, he wants to be able to call them a pedophile. So Bowblax, why is Lyrix not a pedophile? Why are you not calling Lyrix a pedophile? Why are you okay with Lyrix? Why is like Bowblax actually has a video defending Lyrix from Sen. It's members only on his channel. He actually has a video defending Lyrix from Sen. Why is Lyrix not a pedophile? Bowblax, I don't understand. By your standard, why? Again, it's just this scumfuck commentary mindset of just all lolly is just a way to call anime freaks you don't like pedophiles. If someone is an anime freak and you don't like them, you get to call them a pedophile because they've all had some kind of adjacency to or interaction with lolicon. That is just, and so now they basically get to decide which ones they're like, oh yeah, well, Vosh had sexually explicit images saved to his computer, so he must be a pedophile. But there's no way Lyrix is a pedophile because he only reviewed an anime, posted lolly, liked lolly on Twitter, and made Twitter posts talking about how the women that he was seeing weren't cute, submissive, and feminine enough. So he's not a pedophile. Well, what fucking sense does that make, Bowblax? What line are you drawing here, man?
I also said that I jumped on some like really stupid situations that I didn't need to jump on. Like I can look back in hindsight at the Vosh situation and be like, yeah, that was a really fucking stupid thing.
Yeah, but you said the reason you jumped onto it is because people are calling like people pedos unjustly, and you thought that those 3 people were being called pedo unjustly. They all happen to have like the lolly stuff involved, like, and you say it's a mistake, but like you consistently, like over multiple years, are making this mistake of specifically defending people who get caught with lolly by calling them not pedophiles. So that's why I bring this up, right?
Well, for me, like I said with the Vosh thing, is originally my statement on the Vosh thing is like, look, he says it was an accident to have that on his computer. I understand people don't.
To be classified as a pedo, yeah, exactly. Fuck the lolly shit, okay? Lolly is like a red flag. Like, yeah, when you look at if you did like an analysis, I imagine that people who look at lolicon are more likely to be pedophiles. That's almost that's got intuitively, it feels like that has to be true, right? But if we're going to be calling someone a pedophile, let's at least see them showing some kind of intent or desire for real kids, okay? Let's at least see that. Come on, can we not at least see that? Can we not at least make sure it's moving from cartoon first?
Won't buy that. Okay, I'll give him the benefit of the doubt on that, but if it happens again, that motherfucker's on his own, right? My biggest issue with the Vosh thing wasn't even about the shit on his computer. It was about like his arguments from those clips being taken out of context. If you look at my original tweet, it specifically mentions.
Yeah, but you also got mad at like the lolly horse CP thing and the rum thing, and like you were also defending them on those things as well. So it's like, yeah, sometimes you defend people when it's not related.
Yo, thank you for the gifted crown. Thank you.
So I don't know why you talking about like Vosh's other thing kind of takes away from you defending the lolly thing when you also did that.
Because I didn't really give a defense. My whole position was I can give him the benefit of the doubt.
That is like the benefit of the doubt. Why are you giving him benefit of the doubt? Is there like a 3-strike system with lolly in your head where it's like, well, if they get caught with lolly 2 times or 3 times, it's fine. But the first time, well, 3 people got caught liking 3 people in 3 separate scenarios.
I already said my original position was retarded. Like, what do you want me to like?
So you made the same retarded position 3 separate times.
This isn't the gotcha that you think it is. This isn't the gotcha that you think it is.
No, I'm trying to get
my argument was retarded.
Okay, so you defended CP 3 times because you're retarded.
What? Okay. Yeah. I mean, if that's what you need to like make yourself feel good about this, like I guess so. Whatever.
No, I'm like,
that's fine.
Don't you see the pattern and the consistency? This didn't happen once. It's twice. It's 3 times, 3 separate times of you saying, "Oh well, they're not actually like maybe like they could be on the way to, but they're not actually like full pedo. Like I can give benefit of the doubt to Rom. I can give benefit of the doubt to Vosh. I can give benefit of the doubt to Shadman with that disgusting like lolly art that fucking." Chris had, you know, like why it's like a pattern. It's not just once or twice, bro. But I mean, if your explanation's that you were just retarded, that's fine. I can accept that 100%. But I'm just saying, like, don't you see what I'm getting at with like the pattern though? Like,
I mean, like, I don't like, I understand what you're saying, but at the same time, I'm telling you, yeah, I was really fucking stupid.
okay.
That's like, there's no need to like argue this point because I'm like, yeah, I had a really dumb position and I defended some really stupid shit.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay. Well, then that's that. Well, at least, yeah, well, okay.
Tipster's position wasn't even that dumb. Just saying you don't think Vosh is a pedophile, like, that's a fine position to take. You don't think Vosh is an literal pedophile. That's a fine position to take. The dumb part is how he rationalizes it. The dumb part is that he doesn't have the fucking stones to sit there and just make his fucking argument about it. He wants to be like, oh, I just give him the benefit of the doubt because he's terrified of being called a pedophile.
So do you want to talk about these, like, DMs now?
Sure.
Okay, so, like, in these DMs, like, I didn't bring up anything in regards to, you know, you talking shit or whatever. You literally just randomly popped up. Also, I'm reading your DMs right now. Also, for full transparency, so you don't feel backstabbed or anything, I do meme about you in private sometimes. Nothing hateful, though. Just joking around.
Vosh is a pedophile, says Extreme Dad. Okay, look, Extreme Dad, you know, you're allowed to. We'll let you call Vosh a pedophile, okay? You get to call Vosh a pedophile as much as you want. I think you've earned it, Extreme Dad, okay?
Would say the same stuff to your face, because let's be real, some of your tweets are, like, crusty. So, like, yeah, what I find interesting about this is, like, you go from, okay, these things are jokes, but then all of a sudden you do these, like, cringy bully streams for, like, the past year, and all of a sudden those jokes, they're not jokes anymore. They're like valid criticisms now. They're like valid criticisms all of a sudden.
I still made the same jokes about you back then as I did now, and there were always
jokes. but back then they were just jokes, and you weren't like being like a backstabber or anything. But now it's like a valid but they're jokes rooted in a valid criticism now. Now
what do I need to do to earn this prestige? Get slandered as a pedophile by Vosh, and then have Will in his channel make an exonerating hit piece about you, and then a second re-condemning hit piece about you.
You know, we had our falling out.
Can you specify like something in particular?
I mean, there's a lot of things that you said in those streams. Okay. I don't know. I'm not gonna go back and I'm not gonna like note down every fucking thing you ever said in a bully stream. But
I just want one example, because you're like upset that like I said something in the past that was a joke and now I'm taking seriously. Can you give me an example of one time that I did that? I mean, you're upset, so you must have like at least one example in mind, right? If this is a point,
dude, what?
Right?
I guess one thing we can use as an example is the fact that like you tried to like insinuate like as a joke before that my whole connection to Keffels was because I was trying to like get in her pants or some shit, and then like on the bully streams all of a sudden there's like some legitimacy to that.
I never said there was any legitimacy to that. I
don't know, you ran with it quite a bit to the point where it seems like you thought that it was like a genuine criticism, or at least the way you represented it. You made it seem...
Well, you wanting to get in Keffels' pants wouldn't be criticism. That'd be just something you'd want to do. It's always been a joke because you fucking defend Keffels all the time.
That was a Destiny tactic. That was a Destiny tactic. Everyone used them. Even people claim they're not knotted. Okay.
I love Clara.
Everyone out is stealing shit.
My best friend. Clara did this. Clara did that.
Yeah.
It's fucking funny as shit.
She was my friend, and we still are. I went to bat for her the same way I went to bat.
But the way you went to bat for her was fucking cringy, so I made fun of it.
Oh, was it cringy when I went to bat for you? Like with Ding Dong? Because I went to bat for you a lot of times too. I also defended you on Black Lives Matter and like a bunch of stuff in the past because you were my boy. So why is it cringe when it's you and it's not, or it's cringe when it's Keffels, but it's not cringe when it's you?
Dude, you were fucking tweeting about her all the time. Your icon is literally her little wiggler thing. You're fucking upset that you're basically Keffels too. No, you're basically trying to copy your channel.
You like my wiggler? My wiggler
is based on Keffels.
My wiggler looks like a fucking...
I will not be having this, okay? We made the Wiggler. The Wiggler is our thing, okay? 1 minute, let's put it up on screen for just a moment. Where is it? The Wiggler is ours, okay? The Wiggler is our thing. Okay, it's my thing, in fact. I made the Wiggler. I made the Wiggler. Keffels did not make the Wiggler. Keffels, I don't know what a Keffel, I didn't even know Keffels had a Wiggler, frankly. If Keffels is using my... Honestly, that sounds like grounds for a lawsuit. If I'm being seriously, like, you know, if I'm really thinking about, if Keffels is using my Wiggler, that honestly may be grounds for a lawsuit, frankly. At this point, I need to protect my IP.
Fucking Chad.
You literally changed your whole channel to basically be what Keffel's channel was. You're addicted to her, bro. Like, way more than you were, like, friends with me. Yeah.
Damn, dude, I didn't know. Holy shit.
Yeah, well, maybe if you fucking look at, like, all your tweets and search up how many times you fucking said Clara or Keffels in your fucking videos, you'd fucking know. Dude, are you, like, retarded? Are you playing dumb? Dude,
no.
You were, like, tweeting about Clara every day. I get being friends with someone, but every day, multiple tweets? About, like, of course I'm gonna make jokes about you wanting to fuck her. What? Like, of course I'm gonna make jokes.
So does that mean when I was like, I had your back and I was like tweeting about you and stuff and we were cool? Did I want to fuck you too?
Tweeting about me every day.
Did I want to fuck you too? Did I want you to bottom for me? Is that what was going on?
Are you retarded?
No.
Well, we already know you did admit you were retarded with like.
Oh yeah, Augie will also Augustus RFC will also be receiving a cease and desist pretty soon for stealing my known catchphrase. You just don't see the vision. He will be receiving a cease and desist to his address. I will be sending Salvo to deliver the cease and desist to Augie's.
Before, so. That's
no, it's just like I guess, like, you know, by your logic, you know, if I tweeted about you a lot or whatever, if I showed you a lot of support, which I did back in the day, I guess that means I wanted to bottom for you, or do you want to bottom for me?
I'd be like, Tips fucking slurping my cock on Twitter, dude. That's what I'd be like.
Sorry, Bowblax, you're not my type. You're not my type, Bowblax.
Okay. Yeah, you're okay. I'm not interested in fucking.
I smell too clean and fresh, you know. I'm not like, you know, that.
Just say fat Mexicans or fat Hispanics, but shorten Hispanic into a 4-letter slur with an S on the end. Just say you're not interested in fat. Like, that's what you've got. Just, why are you sitting there going, oh, I'm not interested in, now it sounds like you actually do want to get fucked by Tipster.
Slurping my cock on Twitter, dude. That's what I'd be like.
Sorry, Bowblax, you're not my type. You're not my type, Bowblax.
Okay. Yeah, you're okay. I'm not interested. I'm not interested in fucking.
I smell too clean and fresh, you know. I'm not like, you know, that dirty person.
Sorry, I don't have a fucking like fat fetish. Sorry.
So it's like you can't. It's like you spent that long trying to figure out something that was unappealing about Tipster. Like, you could only think of good things. You could only think of reasons to fuck him. And then you spent all that time trying to come up with a reason why you didn't want to fuck him.
Interesting.
That's okay. I'll survive.
Yeah.
I'll survive. By the way, what was up with, like, the Keffels thing where we had the conversation, the three of us, and you were like, oh, yeah, everything's cool, and that was, like, the best outcome we could have had or whatever. But then, like, when everybody started coming at me and acting like I backstabbed you or whatever, then suddenly you, like... Oh,
dude, you were the one in DMs who were like, if you don't want to be my friend anymore, fine, bye, all the time. It's because it's fucking ridiculous, dude.
You didn't answer my question. You kind of deflected right there. Why was it that you were telling me in private that you were happy with that conversation?
I was happy with that conversation.
So then why was it that, like, okay, I reached out to you the next day because... So I reached out to you the next day because everybody was shitting on me, talking about how I backstabbed you or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I was fine with the fucking combo. Because I...
So I reached out to you to tell you, look, dude, I'm sorry. If you felt like that was something bad, then, like, I legitimately feel bad for that. But, like, you're like, no, everything's cool.
Oh, yeah, so you see me in chat. So Aiden says here, up at the top, I'm leaking the call to only people who say add Aiden. And then you just start spamming at the bottom.
Oh, everything's fine. So I'm like, all right, cool.
I said I'm happy with the outcome of the stream, which I was. You looked like a dipshit, and so I was happy with the outcome.
Okay, that's not exactly how you said it, but...
That is exactly how I said it.
So then you did feel backstabbed?
Yes.
So why didn't you tell me that when I asked you that in DMs?
Why would I tell you?
You see what people mean when they say that you do this?
Like a dipshit,
yeah.
And so I was happy with the outcome.
Everything's cool. Everything's fine. Really out to you to tell you, look, dude, I'm sorry. If you felt like that was something bad, then, like, I legitimately feel bad for that. So So then why was it that like, okay, I reached out to you the next day because so I reached out to you the next day because everybody was shitting on me, talking about how I backstabbed you or whatever.
Yeah, that's why I was fine with the fucking combo, because I.
So I reached out to you to tell you, look, dude, I'm sorry if you felt like that was something bad, then like I legitimately feel bad for that, but like, you're like, no, everything's cool, everything's fine. So I'm like, all right, cool.
I said I'm happy with the outcome of the stream, which I was. You looked like a dipshit, and so I was happy with the outcome.
Okay, that's not exactly how you said it, but
that is exactly how I said it.
So then you did feel backstabbed.
Yes.
So why didn't you tell me that when I asked you that in DMs?
Why would I tell you?
You see what people mean when they say that you do this like double.
So like he's not telling Tipster that Tipster has backstabbed him. He's just taking that everyone else has told him Tipster backstabbed you, and now that's justification for him to go in on Tipster. This is exactly people's complaint about him. Like he's just waiting for it to be like socially acceptable or advantageous to him to have an attack at someone. And then once he's gotten the signal from everyone around him that, oh, you're justified in attacking this guy now, he's like, oh, I'm attacking this guy. And he just goes and does it. Like, that is just snaky fucking behavior, being a fucking snake. If someone asks you, oh, is everything okay between us? I didn't mean to backstab you. Do you feel like I backstabbed you there? Do you want to talk about it at all? And you go, no. And then you're like, this guy backstabbed me. Now I'm going to fucking destroy him. It's like, yeah, you're a snake. You're a fucking total rat snake.
Doublespeak thing. You're not like fully honest with like how you feel or whatever, and you don't see how they can see that as dishonest.
What?
Okay.
Bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, I think we're done here. I think you got a few dunks on me, and that's fine.
I'm not
but
done.
like,
no.
You're not done. Okay.
Smaggle wants me to ask you. Ask about Shadman before.
I'm not answering anything about fucking Smaggle. Okay. I'm not here to talk to Smaggle. I was here to talk to you. My whole point is that everybody's right when they say that.
What did you?
Listen, my whole point is that everybody's right when they say that you do this dishonest doublespeak shit, and you'll be like in one person's DMs acting like you're buddy with them, and everything's cool, and then you'll turn around and talk shit to somebody else. Like this is something
I would have been cool with you if you didn't fucking backstab me.
What did I do?
Bro, are you fucking brain dead?
Oh, and he adds Aiden to the call here. So Tipster's gone.
He's not rejoining.
Hello.
All right, so that was Tipster versus Bowblax. Personally, I think Tipster kind of won there. Not by a massive margin, though. He kind of was on the ropes at some points, just because he's too much of a bitch. Won't defend his all he takes. Won't just sit there and fucking argue it and say what he meant. That's whatever. He moved past it and ended up winning against Bowblax. So, we're moving into the next part now, which is Aiden. Aiden's about to come on. Now, Aiden has been running around, hyping up like crazy, that he's got some crazy call, some crazy details about Bowblax. It's cool, would be amazing content. He didn't release it, being a total lame-o, despite all the begging to release it, being a total lame-o and respecting what Bowblax wants, despite the fact Bobby would never do that for anyone else. But Aiden instead chooses, he comes on this stream, and he questions Bobby about some of the stuff that he said to him on that private call to try and get it on the record publicly. So let's take a look at this.
What's up, Aiden? Dude, what's up?
What's up? Did he... What?
When I added you, it created a new call, and Tipster would have to accept, so he's not accepting.
Why is Tippy dodging?
Yeah, I don't know. He's scared. He only wanted to talk to me. Notice how, like, when I said I have a question from Smaggle, he said, no, I'm talking to you. It's because he's confident in talking to me because I'm being shit on right now. He would never talk to me in any other circumstance. He's a fucking little pussy.
Oh yeah, I'm sure that's part of the reason. But I'm also sure like part of you is probably shitting on him to like get some of the attention off of you. So I think.
Super Senior Aiden going for the kill shot. Super Senior.
It's like,
well, he's the one who came into my chat. I didn't like seek him out.
Interesting. Well, yeah. I mean, I think didn't you seek him out? Didn't you like unblock him and stuff?
Yeah, I unblocked him a couple weeks ago.
Yeah, so it seemed kind of more like you seeking him out than him seeking you out.
How is that me seeking him out by unblocking him?
Well, because this is a guy you've like shat on like every day.
Because I wanted to see, because he unblocked me, right? He unblocked me first, and then I wanted to unblock because I wanted to see his tweets about me. I wanted to see what he had to say. I want to see his reaction.
I
So I'm
mean,
like,
couldn't you have kept him blocked and still?
well,
gotten
I
to
had
see
him
the
blocked because he had me blocked, and then when he unblocked me, I'm like, okay, well, there's no reason to have him blocked anymore, and I want to see what he has to say. So.
And who was the first one to like contact? Like, did he contact you or did you contact him?
He contacted me via email to ask like if the email to him was really me, because remember that person did like the fake Bowblax like email to him or whatever. So he reached out to me and asked if it was me.
That was okay. Okay, so all right, it's interesting. I think that I don't know. It kind of like from other people's perspective feels like you're kind of like being buddy to him because it was like the only place for you to like turn in this scenario.
Nah.
But I'll be.
Your camera has you off center to the left, but is on the right side of the screen. Is this a Kubrick style directorial decision or is it an amateurish mistake for everything, Bridgman? It's neither. It's neither. It's space constraints. Okay, there is limited space on the screen. The camera kind of has to be on the right hand side. Okay, so it. Kind of has to be there. And now there's only really one spot on my desk where the camera can really go and get like a good shot. If it's on, like I hate the let's play angle. I hate like having it on the monitor where you're like that. I hate that. So this is the only good spot. I could flip the image. I feel like having a mirrored image is like whack though. That's like super whack. That's like super whack. I don't want that.
I'll be charitable on that front. I know
if I was buddy with him, my bully streams would be down.
Yeah. I know we've spoken about some things in private, and I'm respecting your wishes.
Prop the camera. I could just do this.
Thank you.
Right, I could just.
But I want to ask about some things publicly.
Do this. Really.
Nothing private. So just now, on the record, like you'll admit that because on Augie's stream, right, you admitted that the BPD diagnosis never was made.
It was speculation.
Let's go like here. How's that?
Part, yeah.
Well, I mean, it wasn't speculation because like you were saying it pretty conclusively in like Tommy C's DMs.
Yeah, I said it conclusively in to 3 people. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's like a little more than speculation.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
Oh, I thought what year is
when
this?
you went into Augie's streams and were taking accountability for that, were you genuinely sorry?
I felt bad because like I feel like I shouldn't have said that because it gave people like the wrong idea or worried about me in like a I don't know. I should have just said like mental illness. I don't regret like mentioning that I've been having issues, but I regret mentioning BPD specifically.
Okay, you regret mentioning BPD. So my question is, as you're like taking accountability for mentioning BPD, and you admitted this to me in private, and I found out you admitted it on your members only stream, you're then attributing like your behavior and everything to a manic episode.
Yes.
Will you admit that no doctor has ever told you have mania?
Like, why is this such a difficult question to answer? He's trying to come up with a way to answer this that makes it sound like he has kind of been told he has mania.
Okay, you regret mentioning BPD. So my question is, as you're like taking accountability for mentioning BPD, and you admitted this to me in private, and I found out you admitted it on your members only stream, you're then attributing like your behavior and everything to a manic episode.
Yes.
Will you admit that no doctor has ever told you have mania?
No doctor has mentioned that I'm currently in a manic episode, but many doctors have told me that that it's very possible that I will have one day, and I probably will. I've been told that. But...
A doctor said to you it's possible that one day you may have a manic episode.
Yeah, mania is genetic, so...
Well, okay.
Well, this is not the same thing.
So how it works is, right, mania...
There's a history of mania in your family. Is not you're going through a manic episode.
You know, mania is not like its own disorder. Mania is a part of bipolar disorder, cyclothymia, schizoaffective disorder. It's a symptom, right? It's a symptom. So you inherit one of those disorders or meet the diagnostic criteria for one of those disorders, and then you can have the manic symptoms, right? But on its own, it's not like you just like have mania and like it's its own condition, right? But no doctor has ever said that you've had a manic episode, correct?
No.
Okay. Because when you went on that stream, as you're taking accountability for saying you don't have BPD, you're simultaneously attributing your behavior to a manic episode, which
I want
you also don't know whether you've got it.
Manic episode, bro.
You just said no doctors. Accountability for saying you don't have BPD, you're simultaneously attributing your behavior to a manic episode, which
I 100% had a manic episode, bro.
you just said no doctors ever told you have.
Yeah, so?
You believe you've had a manic. What do you think mania is?
Dude.
Hypomania.
Dude, this is so crazy.
Generally, from what I know, I don't know specifically.
Okay, first of all, hypomania and mania are like two pretty.
Legit. So Aiden asks him about mania. Bobby starts talking about hypomania. Different thing, different symptom.
Three different things. Like, and hypomania is like first, no, just keep going. Say what you're gonna say. They're not the same thing. But keep going.
Oh shit! Maybe that's where the confusion's coming from.
No, I don't think so, Bobby. I think you've been told you've got either of them. I think they've got a problem with you still.
Well, yeah, hypomania is like.
I really don't think people's problem is the distinction between hypomania and mania. That's not what anyone's complaining about.
First, no, just keep going. Say what you're gonna say. They're not the same thing. But keep going.
Oh shit! Maybe that's.
There's no confusion. There's no No one's confused.
Well, yeah, hypomania is like more found in like people with cyclothymia, and it's like a less severe form of mania, but it's still like pretty like I don't know, like that's you still need like a diagnosis of like one of these conditions. But what makes you think you were manic? Like, what do you think mania is?
What do I think mania is? Wait, Aiden left. Aiden just left the. Yeah.
Sorry, I cut out. What were you saying?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think mania is?
Mania happens when like I don't even know exactly what causes it. It's like a bunch of stresses that usually cause it, right?
Yeah, but no, I'm not asking what caused it. I'm asking what it is.
What it is? It's a state of like
Yep. Let's hear it.
Mania, dude. The way I described it is just like mania. Like you're manic. You're really.
It's like mania is when you're manic. We all remember that, don't we, guys, from school, when they would say to you, when you're defining a word, make sure you always use that word in the definition. I remember. Do you guys remember that, right? I'm pretty sure that's what they say, isn't it? Always use the word you're defining in the definition. First lesson. That's fundamental.
No, I'm not asking what caused it. I'm asking what it is.
What it is? It's a state of like
How else are you gonna know what it means if you don't say it's mania?
Mania, dude. The way I described it is just like mania. Like you're manic. You're really like
It's when you're manic.
Up and like your brain's racing. You're like fucking. You're going fucking like nutto. Like what do you mean? Like saying what is mania is like saying what is scared. Like
okay,
right?
No, it's not. No, it's not. Scared is just an emotion, a feeling that you have. Mania is a symptom of numerous disorders. It has criteria. We have a list of criteria that talk about these are the diagnosis and the treatment. It's not just scared. There is no official diagnosis or official designation for scared. There's no treatment for scared. That's not how this works.
Like I'm only gonna find other like words like it's a pretty.
So the way you
word.
describe mania, is as if it's like an emotion that just happens.
It's not an emotion.
It's a symptom of a condition where like you have. I mean, the best example would be like fucking Fousey Tube, July 15th.
Yes.
Right. You don't sleep. You're fucking pressured speech.
Yeah.
You're like going. I mean, if you've ever seen someone in like a manic episode, it's it's almost always apparent. And I spoke to you that same night that you're now attributing to a manic episode that you've admitted no doctor's ever told you you've had. And it seemed like after your confrontation with Nick, you were pretty calm and collected when we were talking. So
dude, this is like, dude, the response here is so crazy. I just can't.
I mean, I don't know.
It was high.
Okay.
So, Bobby, you seemed really calm after that apparent manic episode you're going through. You know, the one that you said takes 6 months to recover from. Oh, I was smoking weed. That's why I was so calm. I was smoking weed. No, you weren't. Well, no, I do believe you were smoking weed. Sorry. That's not why you were calm, though. That's not why he was calm. He was calm because he wasn't having a manic episode in the first place.
Okay, so the weed had stopped your manic episode?
No, okay. Mania.
Actually, no, that doesn't make any sense. I changed my mind. Like, dude, so that was just a random excuse you just threw out then. Just try and make this make sense, wasn't it? That was like bullshit.
So, I mean, I don't know.
I was high.
Okay, so the weed had stopped your manic episode?
No, okay. Mania, from what
So
I
you realized that
understand,
was a
during
stupid
manic
thing to
episode,
say.
You'll have, like, ebbs and flows. Like, you'll be like...
Now he's changed his mind. That's, oh, actually, during Mania, you have ebbs and yeah, you, like, crash out and shit. You don't just go, like, you're not in, like, a manic episode, and then you have an argument with Nick Diorio, and then you go, oh, no, I feel better now. I'm gonna just chill. That's not how it goes.
There's ebbs and flows within it.
Okay. My point being here, I just don't think
I'm not, like, super read up on everything.
You haven't read anything about any of it. You don't know anything of what you're talking about. You've got no reason to believe you've got these problems whatsoever.
Yeah, my point. Okay, I'm so glad you admitted that, because that's the problem with self-diagnosis, right? Like, you're not a professional. I'm not a professional. I can't tell you what you have. I can tell you what you don't have. What I can tell you is that no doctor, by your own admission, has said you. No doctor said you have these things. Yet you're attributing them to yourself, and don't seem to know a whole lot about them. So
I do know.
While you're apologizing for self-diagnosing BPD, I mean, you're kind of doing the same thing, like, with mania. So it kind of, I don't know, it shows, like, a lack of accountability on that front.
Dude, I had to go to ER and, like, take a break and everything. Like, I went fucking nutto, dude.
Well, I had to go to ER. What does that mean? You had to go to ER. What do you mean you had to go to ER? What does that mean? What was happening to you? You didn't try and kill yourself. He wasn't in there for, like, an overdose or something. Why did he have to go to ER? What was it that... I went to ER isn't a very strong argument. You can just take yourself to ER. You can just go there and say, oh yeah, I'm fucked up, bro. And maybe they give you mood stabilizers, which they did.
I know it's mania, but, like, if you guys want to say, like, it's just nutto or whatever, and I was under a lot of pressure, you can say that too. You could, like, whatever, dude. Like, this is all, like I went... This was a serious thing, like...
Yes, you admitted yourself to the ER, which I'm glad you did. I'm glad you got help.
I didn't really... I mean, my friend had to, like, convince me. I was very much in denial, but...
Yeah, but he was...
His friend had to convince him. He was very much in denial. So this is about his BPD girlfriend that apparently he had at the time, right? He was claiming he had a girlfriend.
Want to say, like, it's just nutto or whatever, and I was under a lot of pressure. You can say that too. You could, like, whatever, dude. Like, this is all, like I went... This was a serious thing, like...
Yes, you admitted yourself to the ER, which I'm...
I've got no reason to believe this is a serious thing. I've got no reason to believe it is a serious thing. You just been a fucking freak and using bad excuses.
I'm glad you did. I'm glad you got help.
I didn't really... I mean, my friend had to, like, convince me. I was very much in denial, but...
Yeah, but if he was able to convince you, you were then rational enough to say, okay, I'm gonna go to the ER, right?
Yeah, but I was like, very fucking, like, everywhere. I was like... Yeah, my mind was, like, fucking everywhere, dude. Like, I don't... We can label it whatever, but, like, I basically had a mental breakdown.
We can't, though. We can't, though. That's the point, because that would just be a lie, right? Like, we can't just label it whatever. Like, nobody is contesting that there is something wrong here, right? It's just, like... But you can't claim you have these diagnoses that you've never been diagnosed with, that you yourself are not even... First of all, self-diagnosing is a problem within itself, but self-diagnosing when you don't even know the details of what you're diagnosing.
Yeah, this is so true, right? You can just watch Fuzi's stream to see this. People having full-on manic episodes have to be committed to get help, not just walk to A&E. Yeah, literally. Just watch a fucking Fuzi stream. This guy just, when he's feeling a bit wacky, he just walks himself down to A&E. No, they're fucking calling him. They're like, we're getting a wellness check on you. You're getting taken away. We're putting you in the fucking van. You're going in a straitjacket, Fuzi. That's how they treat him.
Yourself with is an even bigger problem. That's the problem. We can't just, like, say whatever we want.
I agree.
Just so nutto.
I only misdiagnosed myself in private to 3 people, which is bad.
That's not true. You just did it on your live stream. He's just been doing it this whole time. He only misdiagnosed himself to 3 people in private. No. You did it to like 6 people, and you're doing it again now. You're saying you've got mania. You're saying you've got hypermania. You're saying you're certain. He said, oh, dude, I know it's mania, dude. No, you don't. You're still doing it right now.
Which is bad, but like, I never like meant to. I was never going to give myself well, I probably wouldn't have decided to talk about this publicly to the extent of giving it like a label like mania or BPD or what have you. Which, by the way, I don't think like I freaked out because I had BPD. I think like that I might have always had BPD because it's obviously something you always have, and it might have contributed to some of the things that triggered my mania. Okay. To be more specific on that, but
just so you know, mania is like...
basically okay. I freaked out in the same way that my aunt did and my other family members have when they had mania. So I'm just calling it mania because it's exactly like what happened with them. That is my reason for calling it mania, not because I like looked up anything or whatever. Well, I'm pretty confident in it, but I mean,
okay.
But again, like none of this was. Yeah.
But you admitted that also wasn't very truthful, correct?
What isn't very truthful?
Like saying that this was a result of a manic episode and they were giving you meds for mania when you admit no doctors ever told you have that.
Yeah, but I didn't think... What isn't very truthful?
Like saying that this was a result of a manic episode and they were giving you meds for mania when you admit no doctors ever told you have that.
Yeah, but I didn't think I had to be, like, super exact to those people in private, and that's maybe, like, my bad, but, yeah, sure. If I'm going to talk about something publicly, I do have to be hyper-specific, and I did try to correct it from BPD to mania, and I do genuinely think it's mania, but, like, it's not...
But even then...
It's not for me to label. I'm not a professional doctor or whatever, so it's like...
Okay.
There you go. Yeah, I mentally... yeah, I had a... Let's just call it a mental breakdown for now, I guess. And then if I have an official label from a doctor, I guess I can update you guys on that if you fucking care. But yeah, like I had an unlabeled, undiagnosed, unknown from what it causes mental breakdown in July, with the effects of it in my mind kind of still being present the next 2 months. And maybe even a little bit now. I'm not sure, but I'm going to be responsible for all my actions. I'm not going to put it off on anything, so it doesn't really matter. But
yeah, okay. Well, yeah, just I wouldn't self-diagnose again in the future. It fucking contributes.
Yeah, of course. And I wasn't going to self-diagnose publicly, but
you've been doing it now. You've been doing it now.
All this stuff getting leaked and stuff, right? So.
Okay.
My next question... yeah, I mean, for the people that I did mention it to, like, if, I apologize if, like, I apologize because, like, I gave you the wrong idea, potentially, or whatever you thought based on my misinformation, so, I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry for that, for sure, yeah.
So my next question here is going to be, And I've asked you about this before, and I didn't really get that much of a clear answer. So some of these things you might be hearing on again, but is it true that you had?
Oh, great point. We actually haven't done a shill since like the start of this video. So let's do that quickly, guys. 375 people here watching right now. Only 133 likes on the stream, meaning there's about 240 people who could be liking the stream right now that haven't. So if some of those people wouldn't mind, okay, just moving your cursor to the thumbs up and clicking it, or pressing a thumbs up on your mobile device, that'd be hugely appreciated. Now, if you want to take your support further, you can do so by donating directly through a Stream Elements link in the pinned chat message. You can buy a membership to the channel. You can gift a membership to the channel. Gift a whole bunch of memberships to the channel randomly throughout the chat. You can buy a super chat, which will highlight your message and read out on TTS. Or you can buy a super sticker, which is a YouTube image or GIF that will be highlighted in chat, and I'll describe it to you. You can go to discord.gg/Kuihman, twitter.com/Kuihman, or reddit.com/r/Kuihman. Thank you.
It said behind the scenes to someone that you were planning on going public with the BPD diagnosis before you had been called out on it? Because you said you were keeping this private between a few people, but
Thank you for the gifted Mutra King. Thank you.
there are claims that you had actually suggested that you were going to go public about it as well. Is this true? Because you said you were keeping this private between a few people, but there are claims that you had actually suggested that you were going to go public about it as well. Is this true?
I mentioned like a comeback, I think, to Connor, and it might have been in the same conversation as the BPD. I don't think I might have thought about mentioning it, and I typed that to him. But I think about like every kind of possibility, so I'm not sure. I mean, if I did type that.
Okay, so there was a party that was thinking about making this public.
Yeah, but I think about like every contingency usually.
Okay. Okay.
But I definitely wouldn't have come to the conclusion to do it.
All right. Well, the other thing as well is, do you think the coverage of you has been fair?
I haven't watched most of it. I watched Tom's video and I thought it was good, except there were like a few like little things that were wrong, but like it didn't change the overall like narrative or what have you. And I think like some conclusions he came to on why I would do certain things were a bit wrong, but that's like obviously speculation on his part, and like he didn't know. So
wait, so you're fine with Tom's video on you?
The Tom Dark one, yeah. I haven't watched any other one.
So there was no part of you that saw that and was angry or felt wronged?
No.
So why is it that when you're doing Twitter versus, you decide to like dig up Tom's one controversy from like, or not his one controversy, but his biggest one from like years ago? Like,
I wanted to make a Pyro Cynical compilation 3 years ago, but I asked Tom about it because I didn't like ask Johnson about the other one, and he got upset. And Tom was like, "Oh, don't do it. I don't want to have to deal with that again." But I figured since like Tom is making videos on me and shit, like, hey, and I'm trying to like release all of like these compilations or whatever, I'm like, well, I guess he wouldn't mind now if I fucking bring it up, right? Or if he does, like he brought up my old shit, so it's like fair.
So your decision was retaliatory. Your decision to dig that up.
My decision to do that was that I was always gonna do a compilation of it, and now I felt like it was fine to do so without kind of necessarily breaking my promise to Tom 3 years ago.
Because he was covering you, you now felt like it was fine to go do that to him.
Yeah, I was gonna compile everything. I'm gonna do the Mr. Beast one next week. I'm just trying to like compile all my old shit together, and the Pyro story is one of them.
Well, just nobody
about Pyro.
First of all, like what you just described is retaliatory, and I just
it was to capitalize on like people talking about me and Tom talking about me for sure. I thought it would get the video more views.
Well, yeah. So instead of addressing any like criticisms he gave of you, you're just like doing this thing where you're like digging up already addressed drama.
I already addressed almost everything about this drama in previous streams and stuff, so I don't know what else I need to address, and. Yeah, like what else do I need to say? Is there anything?
Well, yeah. I did have a few other things I wanted to ask.
All right.
In regards to, you had said this to me, and I don't know if you reiterated it on your members only stream or not. You had said that someone, I don't remember if it was Nicholas Diorio specifically, had left out or omitted your apology over the Destiny situation. Can you tell us more about that?
Omitted Destiny apology. I haven't watched his coverage, so I don't know if he did or not, but I kind of assumed that based on people like still being mad, because it's like if you see the apology, like, you know, I took accountability for it, so I didn't understand why people were still mad, so I assumed that Nick didn't cover my apology, but he might have, because I haven't watched the coverage, so I don't know for sure.
Yeah, so you had actually like sounded quite upset about that your apology, that they weren't bringing in the fact that you apologized, and you know you're now saying like you're making it sound like it wasn't such a big deal to you at the time.
Well, I was frustrated because I was responding to like chat messages where they were being like very aggressive, like, what about the Destiny thing? And I'm like, what? I apologize though. Like, you know, like, so it's like I'm kind of more responding to chat rather than anything else that had been going on at that time, you know.
Okay, but my question is, why do you feel like this apology that you're assuming people left out, despite the fact that you claim you didn't even watch much of the coverage? Why would you even care about that being included when you later went into Nick's DMs and admitted you weren't even really sorry about the Destiny shit?
I was just mad at, like, the chat in the fucking member stream.
Oh, okay, but, like, why would you... Okay, my question being, though, like, why... Like, you did genuinely say to me, like, you wanted them to include this apology, like, it was omitted. Why would they have an obligation to do that when you admit that the apology was not really how you felt? You weren't actually sorry.
I was sorry for not wording the tweet well. I'm not sorry that I don't like Destiny deserves any of my sympathy off of that when not many people saw it, and like it's like but I'm sorry for wording it badly and like not or even making it in the first
I don't care about this Destiny tweet. I do not. This is like the least interesting part of any of this is the Destiny tweet. Literally do not give a fuck.
Probably shouldn't have even
What was a better way that could have been worded?
Well, probably like I don't think Destiny's a pedo, but like he like platformed Mr. Girl making these jokes. Looks it's kind of cringe. I don't know.
Okay, that's still just you trying to call Destiny a pedophile. He keeps saying this was a joke, and like I've joked about people that I don't think are pedophiles being pedophiles before. So I can come up with, like, I could give you examples. Like this guy cannot give you an example of like the joke he was trying to make about Destiny that isn't just him calling Destiny a pedophile. Like I don't. It's like I would be like, oh yeah, I guess I'm. Okay, here's one. If I joked that someone was a pedophile on Twitter and people are like, whoa, you're spreading pedophile accusations, I'd be like, no, it's just a joke. But whoa, do you think it's okay to joke about someone being a pedophile like that? Yeah. Where does it go from there? Bowblax is twisting himself in knots like, no, you guys don't get it. I was trying to joke. You guys take it too seriously. And like, no, just, if it's just a joke, just say, yeah, it's a joke. I don't care if you're angry about it. Yeah, I was calling Destiny a pedophile because it was funny. I think it's funny to call Destiny a pedophile, even though it's not. Just say that. Just say that. Why are you doing this bullshit? Like, oh, yeah, it wasn't very responsible of me.
I don't really think I would have... ideally, it shouldn't even been made, but there's probably ways to word it better, for sure.
There was no way you could have changed the wording of that without making it entirely different.
Yeah, because it's not even that he says, I called Destiny a pedophile, even though he's not. Because he won't say that, will he? He's saying, I called Destiny a pedophile, and I mean, he's not, but he does this, this, and this.
Tweet, because the nature of that tweet was basically insinuating that he was a pedophile. Do you agree?
I've already argued all of this on After the whole like zooming into the Destiny tweet. I made a dumb tweet and I deleted it. Like, why everyone keeps trying to like zone in on this? Yes, I said that Destiny is okay with making pedo jokes and having pedos on his platform. Whoop! Like, I made a tweet. Yeah, it's deleted. Like, I don't get why everyone keeps fucking like delving in. I hate Destiny. Like, what else do you want me to say? Like,
dude, this is the thing with you. Like, hating somebody and saying something untrue about them, like they just go hand in hand. Nobody cares that you hate Destiny. You can.
It's not untrue. What I said isn't untrue. That he fucking platformed Mr. Girl. That's not untrue.
But you were so you're not sorry. See, it's like a game of ping pong, right? You're like on one hand, I'm sorry. I've already said I'm sorry, and then on the other hand, you're like, well, it was technically.
I said the tweet was bad and it was worded bad, and that's what I'm sorry for making that tweet. I can still think that like it was Destiny platforming Mr. Girl's bad. Like that. Okay. That's not what I'm apologizing for. I'm apologizing for.
But Augie platformed Mr. Girl.
Making the tweet and how it's worded. I'm not apologizing.
Is Augie a pedophile too?
Apologizing for calling out Destiny on fucking platforming Mr. Girl. That was a fuck thing to do.
But you weren't just calling out platform Mr. Girl. You were quote tweeting the Courtney thing and then framing it as like with the full content.
And it was a mistake to do that, and I've apologized.
Yeah, Augie, Chad, Nick did a one-on-one interview with Mr. Girl. Like,
and that's what I'm apologizing for. How many times? This is like so repetitive. What
you like apologize and then minimize it right after. You're like, okay, well, it was technically true. Okay, well, it was. Okay, well, I'm sorry. And then Nick's DMs. Okay, well, I'm not sorry. Okay, well, they should have included my apology, even though I said I wasn't sorry. It's like I don't understand like what. Like I don't know. I think this keeps getting
honestly, at this point, it seems like everyone except Bowblax is a pedophile.
Rehash because like I think your position is like.
Well, I'm trying to make it as clear as possible, where it's like there is a bit of a nuance to it, where Destiny platform Mr. Girl, and I don't like that. Should I have used the Courtney situation with that tweet and people saying Destiny's literally a pedophile in that tweet? And should I have quote tweeted that specific tweet to make that point? No, but I'm not apologizing for the point. I'm apologizing for using a tweet that literally said Destiny was a pedophile to make that point. I could have quote tweeted a different tweet or made that point independently or not said anything at all. My mistake was quote tweeting a tweet that calls Destiny a pedophile to make my point, not that my point was bad.
To insinuate that he was a pedophile.
Again, that wasn't my intent, but I can see how it came off that way.
Okay, but what are you saying based on the platform of Mr. Girl? What does the platforming of Mr. Girl show about Destiny? What does that mean to you, Bowblax? That's what we need to know right now.
Which is why I deleted it. That's what I said in my apology, I'm pretty sure. And that's what I've stayed consistent on.
Okay, so
that wasn't it wasn't my intent. That's why I get like a little upset when people are like, well, you called us a pedo. It's like, well, that's not what I was trying to do, but I can see how it's worded that way, and people are 100% right to take it that way, which is why it was a mistake and I shouldn't have tweeted out, right? But that's not what I was trying to say, but that's how I came across, and I'm apologizing for that, right?
Okay, so then, if your intent with making your Mr. Girl point over that Courtney tweet was not to insinuate that Destiny was a pedophile, but you see how people interpret it that way, then what were you trying to insinuate? Why make the Mr. Girl point over that?
I was trying to say that Destiny is oddly okay with platforming pedophiles.
Oddly okay.
And making pedophile jokes.
So why is it? So what does that say about him?
That's it.
So what does that say about him?
Oddly okay. Okay. The odd in that, like, what is that insinuating?
What does that mean? What does the odd mean there, Bobby?
You know what? I can't read your mind. I'll give you the benefit of the doubt on this one. I don't think we're gonna get anywhere.
What?
Yeah,
no.
I mean,
don't back up now. You spent so long on this.
It's funny because it's like kind of a similar thing with me pressing Tipster. It's like, well, I don't know. Well, not very similar, but like.
I mean, a lot.
Because he has three examples of defending Lolly. I have one example of accidentally insinuating someone's a pedo, right? So it's like.
Well, yeah, those are completely different things you guys did. But if we're like doing a tally of like the bad shit people have done, like
it's not a legitimate point I'm making. I'm just commenting on it because it was in the stream. I'm not trying to.
We're getting up there. Okay. You still disagree with Lyrics' perspective that you were manipulative on the Boo Ball stream?
Not entirely. I don't entirely disagree. I feel like I need to go back and like look at my behavior and really like. I know like what I thought at the time and what I think of myself, but maybe I'm giving myself too much benefit of the doubt. I might need to like I don't know. Maybe I'd have to like look back at it and think on it, and maybe I was legitimately being like manipulative or wrong in it, but I didn't feel that way. I'm obviously biased towards myself, but you know, his criticism could be valid. Okay.
Well, at least you're being open-minded, Josh. We can all appreciate that. What's the going forward here with Twitter Versus? Are you gonna still keep doing these compilation videos?
Yeah, I always have. I have been for the last 4 years of some of my most popular videos.
No, they're not. What?
And I have a lot more to compile.
No way. Where's the compilations? I don't see any of the compilations up in the most popular videos here. The Pokemon one, was that a compilation? I guess I'm not seeing the compilations here, but sure, whatever, man.
I ideally want everything to be eventually compiled into a big video, like every different thing I've covered that's like big enough to be a compilation, you know?
The people want the new stuff, man.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It's a news channel.
I'm doing the compilations weekly and then the new stuff in between. New Twitterverse is coming.
Okay. So he's done like one. I mean, Twitter versus Nintendo, I guess. All right, man.
Coming out tomorrow, by the way.
what's
Been
it gonna
working
be
on that all day. You'll
Well,
see.
All right. Don't spoil it for me, buddy. All right. Well, that's all I can really say. Thanks for talking to me.
No problem.
I'm glad you've come clean about the mania, because that's been on the tip of that's been on everyone's mind. Not really. It's been on my mind, but I'm glad you came clean about that. And please, Josh, no more playing doctor. All right.
Yeah, I'm trying not to play. I mean, yeah. I mean, as I said, like I mentioned it got out of hand. I didn't mean to have all this happen. So, but
All right.
yeah, I'm sorry for my inaccuracy.
Guys, I'm gonna grab coffee. Okay.
Best of
Actually,
luck.
1 second.
Take care. Peace.